Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Good? Ready for graduation? Oh, yeah. Mr. Chairman, Madam President, members of the board, faculty, administrators, family, and most importantly, graduates. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Richard Salem. I had the pleasure of serving on the Board of Trustees here for about 10 years, many years ago, and am very happy to be back on such an occasion as this. I have the privilege and honor of presenting the first of many years to come of a scholarship award in memory of the late Theresa Castro and the Castro family. Theresa Castro, I'll take just a moment to share with you, was a person whose heart and soul was larger than life. She often spoke about you, the students here at FSDB, as my children. Mrs. Castro was born of humble beginnings in Pennsylvania, one of 14 children on a dairy farm. And until she entered first grade, never spoke a word of English. She went on to marry Bernard Castro, and they founded and built a business known as Castro Convertible Sofas. Now, that doesn't mean a lot, but if you think of sofa beds that you pull out and come into beds, I think we've all been there and said, oh my gosh, do I have to sleep on that? These were the most comfortable sofa beds, the Castro convertibles, that anyone had never known. But their claim to fame came one evening when young Bernadette, their daughter, decided she was tired as mom and dad were working on some business things late. And she went and pulled out the sofa bed herself and snuggled up and went to sleep. And in the morning, they said, Bernadette, how did you do that? She showed them, this little 6-year-old, that she could pull the sofa bed out and get in it herself. They took a picture of that, and that picture went viral in those days, and it was an advertising seen around the world, and fortunes were made as a result. Those fortunes were put to good use. Mrs. Castro worked tirelessly for you, the students at FSDB. How could she have done that 30 years ago? Because she always said, let's think about the students that are going to come. She wanted a place where people could go and sit quietly and think, pray, and otherwise reflect. And in that spirit, decided we were going to build a chapel on campus. The state of Florida said, you can't build spiritual chapels on state property. And she said, how about if we use our own money? They said, well, be my guest. She went out, raised the money, held balls, and otherwise raised the money to build the Theresa Castro chapel that many of you and hopefully will at least take a minute to visit before you leave campus today. And founded the FSDB Foundation, where money is raised for all of the things that the state and the government is unable to provide. Theresa Castro was a very can-do person. She called me, I will be the first to tell you, many times, and I'd say, Mrs. Castro, I'm not sure that we can do that. Yes, we can do that, she would say. Whatever it may be, it was a can-do attitude. So it's my privilege and pleasure this afternoon to call forward Iesha Thompson to receive what is formally known, and there's a beautiful medal, the Theresa Castro Award Medal here. I will call the Can Do Award for Iesha. And as most of you know, Iesha, she is a can-do person. She is bound and determined to leave here, get her education and training tweaked so that she can be an audiobook narrator, going to the Conklin Center next and then coming back to contribute to the betterment of those that we all serve as people with disabilities. I lost my sight as a teenager and have had the opportunity as an attorney and as a business person to see and enjoy more in life than I ever knew that was going to be there. So you graduates are in for a thrill. You that will follow, and parents, there are wonderful things to come. Your can-do attitude, and what you've learned to manage here with your disabilities, will serve you well in the future. Iesha, we're very proud to adorn you with the Theresa Castro medal. Jewel, my fiancée, will do that. Put a medal around her and present her, stand by, with a check for $1,000. Thank you. Iesha, congratulations. Where are you? There she is. Let's give her another round of applause.
Thank you very much.